Hello and welcome to LeedsHacks News. I'm Alex Armitstead.
And I'm Liam Patterson, and here are today's headlines. Punch drunk, concerns for bar staff in Leeds pubs.
Tanning terror, how trying to look bronze can cause cancer.
Just a ticket, a 20 million will be spent on Leeds transport links.
Safety of bar staff is a growing issue following the massive brawl that took place in the Arc Bar in Headingley last year.
21 men are now due to be sentenced after pleading guilty. The brawl was recorded on CCTV. Ellie Dawson reports.
Shocking footage was placed online after the brawl took place, and the 21 men involved in the brawl are facing sentencing after pleading guilty to a fray. The manager of Manor Hatter talks about actions taken by staff when incidents like this take place.
I saw it on the camera out the corner of my eye, so I ran down. We still had money in the tills and sort of bottles on the back bar and staff behind the bar, so my instinct was just make sure nothing comes this side of the bar. Let the doorman handle that side and make sure it doesn't escalate further and involve any of the staff. And also, if people do jump the bar, then you've got bottles, glasses, which can be used as weapons. So again, keep people away from fetching bottles from behind the bar and then throwing them.
Safety is a main concern for times like this, which is why staff receive the correct training in order to be prepared.
The doormen start very early in the day, especially for sport, football, so they start from 2 o'clock. Most of the issues can be resolved from simply just knocking them back if anyone is too drunk or trouble. Looks like trouble. Just turn them away at the door and that's that, don't let them in. In terms of in the venue, again, it's just having the numbers of the security staff there dotted around at key points in the building. Toilet attendants to make sure that there's always someone in the toilets to stop frequent drug use in the toilets. There's radio sets on each floor. There'll be all the door staff using radio sets to contact each other. And touch wood, that's the last we'll see of anything like that.
This is Ellie Dawson reporting for LeedsHacks.
Travellers in Leeds can expect an easier commute into work in the future thanks to a multi-million-pound public transport initiative. Connecting Leeds is being supported by the council in a 6-year scheme. Lauren Halligan reports.
With a £27 million investment, the Connecting Leeds initiative aims to transform travel for people who live, work and visit the city. The council planned to create a new high-frequency bus service with over 90% of buses running every 10 minutes, develop 3 new rail stations and add 1,000 more bus stops, as well as providing better connectivity across the areas.
I think it needs to be made clearer in terms of making sure that people have access to the right timetables, updates are more regular via an app and things like that. But I do think it is quite well connected. Maybe it could be extended even further.
I think that they could improve a bit. I think timing's a big thing, and I think that especially like where I live, the bus service around there is just awful. If it doesn't come, you have to wait like another half an hour or whatever.
The council have already begun implementing the new scheme by introducing cleaner buses, park and ride hubs and new highway improvements. There is still plenty of change to be done, however, before the transport of Leeds will truly be transformed. Lauren Halligan reporting for LeedsHacks News.
Illegal tannin injections are being sold online. Not only do they have physical health risks, users of the injections are being accused of cultural appropriation on social media. Eliza Laban has more on this story.
Fake tanning is sold all across the high street, but a recent trend in tanning injections has become controversial on social media.
You get your other syringes, obviously clean ones, like disinfect the area. You have to grab pieces of fat, so you can either do it on your stomach or on your legs, and it was really hard actually. You need to know the measurements, so you need to be clued up with what to do and stuff like that. And then to make sure there's no air bubbles, because that can cause oxygen bubbles in your blood. And then just inject, but obviously slowly.
The Melanotan website lists the side effects of using the injections, however fails to mention the potential risk to cancer.
You also have a side effect where it's not really a side effect, but when you inject you feel sick, so you get nausea and stuff like that, and you kind of get fuzzy head, which is why they advise you to do it before you go to bed.
The illegal injections, which go by the name melanotan, turn your skin a dark colour, which many people are finding offensive and calling cultural appropriation.
I feel like if you're doing it for the wrong reasons, then you kind of need to check yourself. Yeah, it's all right appreciating like the black culture and like other races and all that kind of stuff. But then, at what point do you draw the line? Like, not necessarily like acting or trying to be a different race, but why don't you just embrace the skin that you're in, kind of thing. Like, so I do obviously use the sunbeds, which is what enhances it, but I've tried fake tan and I just hate fake tan. Like, I do tan quite well anyway because I'm quite olive skinned, but fake tan is just a no-go.
I'm Eliza Laban reporting for LeedsHacks News.
A campaign by students criticising their own university for not doing enough to support BAME students has received support from a senior academic at Leeds Beckett. The My Racist Campus campaign saw banners put around the university, but they faced backlash from some senior lecturers. Jamie Kay reports.
Earlier this week, Leeds Beckett Students' Union launched the My Racist Campus campaign in an effort to tackle microaggressions among BAME students. With posters all around the university with quotes from real students, the campaign faced some backlash, but the Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Education, Phil Curdew, said he was in full support of the campaign.
So the My Racist Campus campaign was created by our wonderful BAME ambassadors, and it was created to tackle the microaggressions, to come together and bring out allies, people that are not BAME, as well as BAME students and staff, involved in a campaign that actually tackles and highlights the challenges and struggles faced by our BAME students, from their reading lists to the lecturers that teach them, to actually just everyday life and their experiences and feelings of university. Largely, we've had some incredible support. Students and staff alike have been incredibly supportive by engaging in our reading lists audits, engaging in the stores and educational events and activities that we've had on. There has been a little bit of resistance in that some senior members of staff have requested that some of our banners be taken down because they can be deemed, because they feel offended. However, largely supportive. We have had conversations and tackled that resistance, and as you can see, our banners are now back up, which is incredible. But largely incredibly helpful and supportive, which is exactly what we need and exactly why we need the campaign.
Leeds Beckett SU's BAME ambassadors intend for the campaign to last as long as necessary to tackle the issues it set out to confront. Jamie Kay reporting for LeedsHacks.
In last night's crucial Commons vote on Brexit, all Leeds MPs voted along similar lines and were against a no-deal option.
Alex Serbell, Rachel Reeves, Richard Bergen and Fabian Hamilton all voted identically over the 9 different options. Our remaining MP, Hilary Benn, abstained on cancelling Brexit if the UK gets within days of leaving the EU without a deal.
Child obesity is a rising problem in the UK. A Yorkshire business is doing its bit to keep obesity at bay.
Our reporter Lucy Hopwood visits the cookery school in Morley, where youngsters are taught how to cook fresh meals and eat healthily.
A survey of global trends found obesity is now the second highest cause of premature death in Europe. March is National Nutrition Month, an annual campaign created by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. It's becoming easier to eat unhealthy, with fast food being so widely available.
However, have you ever stopped to think of the consequences a bad diet can have on your body? A recent NHS study has shown that 26% of UK adults and 1 in 5 10-year-olds are now classified as obese. Here at Junior Kitchen, staff teach the importance of a healthy and balanced diet to children from an early age.
I think cooking fresh, they get to see what's in the food. Buying frozen, it's all there, they just eat what's in front of them. Having to see what ingredients goes in to make up the meals, it does really help, and they tend to eat a lot more when it's fresh than they do when it's frozen. I think the statistics today with the NHS and obesity around schools, trying to get children to eat healthy meals is one thing. Get them to eat it is another. And that's what our job is at Junior Kitchen, is to introduce them to new things, new tastes, and it goes down quite well.
An unhealthy and non-balanced diet can lead to health issues such as diabetes and heart disease, alongside day-to-day problems such as a lack of energy.
For me, what I learned as an athlete is how important diet is. Having that variety is always really, really important. making sure you're energised to do the things that you need to do in terms of you've got, I suppose, brain food. You've got all the right things in the right places, having the proteins at the right place, having the carbohydrates at the right place. I tend to have a low carb dinner in the evening now and higher carb breakfast in the morning to set me up for the day.
Lucy Hopwood reporting for LeedsHacks.
What do you think of that, Alex?
I think I'll be having a salad tonight. Well, that's all from us here at LeedsHacks. I'm Alex Armitstead.
And I'm Liam Patterson.
Thank you.
Goodbye.